Good evening, everyone. It is, I think, 7:30, quarter 8, something like that. And here we are back on the river again. I'll give you some sights to see while we're chatting here. Hope you enjoy them. And I'll switch the camera around. Got a boat coming down the river a little ways away. Looks small in my picture on my phone. It's bigger than that. I don't know if you can see it too well. Let me move a few things here. Chairs in the way. There we go. That's better. Get some stuff out of the way. It's another nice evening on the Connecticut River. You can see that boat over there, right? So they put some moorings out here. People need to boat around them. Pay attention where they are. The sun is starting to go down. And today was a day of, I'm going to call it a day of rest. R&R, rest and relaxation. So, and it still is. How often do you do that for yourself? Super important, isn't it? And you know what? It's a good thing because it's like a pause in the action, right? Let's pause what we're doing. Take some time for ourselves. Relax, rest. Let your body recoup. Super important. And I was reading something that calls it a sacred pause in the action. So how nice is that, to have a sacred pause in the action? Hi, Janine. Hey, Donna. And sometimes you just have to, allow everything to just be. Whatever you're doing, if you're pushing, if you're trying to achieve something, maybe you're avoiding something, sometimes you have to just chillax, as they say. So even musicians have rest in their music, right? There's places where it just pauses and then it continues. But everybody has to do that. And it's not giving up. It's allowing yourself to give in to yourself, to allow your spirit to be heard, to take that time. We talked about last night a little prayer and meditation. That could be part of your rest. But yeah, I decided to take the quote unquote day off. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do today, and I always have lots of options, but yep, I'm on my boat, girl. So that's one of the things that I decided was right for me today, was to not drive myself to doing anything specific work related, and I didn't. I just chose not to. Yeah. And I think that's important. A lot of times people, and I was like this for a lot of years. I was so driven to do everything all the time. Always keep moving, always had projects going. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's perfectly normal to do that. But as I changed certain work habits, hey Jody, hey Sharon, I just decided that, I needed to change what I was doing too. Hi Janet. And I think that as I move forward, I'm on the Connecticut River, Sharon, just down below Middletown on the Portland side. So I always have little boats going by. Hey, yeah, you did make it tonight, Janet. It just started a few minutes ago. So when I decided today was just going to be one of those days, and I kind of did what I wanted to do and took my time doing it, made it a day of rest. And it wasn't my initial intention. It was more of a kind of going from deciding not to do anything specific, deciding not to necessarily, go do some work, or still got work to do on the apartment, but I did quite a bit on Monday. So I was not motivated to do any more. I said, yeah, we're done here. So Tuesday, day off. Wednesday, well, Tuesday, I did work quite a bit Tuesday. But today I thought, you know what, I'll do something else. So we'll do some more tomorrow. But it's so important to have some rest. And a lot of people don't get allowed, sleep well. And I think it's really important to get good rest in the evening when you do go to bed, when you finally do go to bed. Hopefully you sleep well, because you want to get to that REM sleep, which is your most restful sleep. And that's important for your body. But there's days where you can just, if you can, everybody's life is different. You want to just take a little break and just decide to do nothing, or decide to do just one small thing, and that's enough. Or decide, hey, went to the shore and took lunch, huh? Yeah, that's a good idea. I was halfway there, but I just decided that, you know what, I'm going to decide not to do anything specific today. I cleaned a couple things out of my car, moved them around, organized a couple things, but that was pretty much it. Made myself some lunch, made myself some dinner, did some very simple, comforting things for myself, and that was enough. I decided that was enough for today, so I wanted to really rest and relax, basically. And some of that also has to do with not thinking that I should be doing something else. Here's that should word. I hardly ever use that word. I always say don't should all over yourself. And I pretty much don't. But, it's not rest if you are feeling like you didn't do what you were supposed to do, or didn't do something that I'll use the word, should have done. Then it causes conflict in your brain, in your head, and then you're really not relaxing. You're thinking, oh man, I really should have done that. And then it's not rest anymore, and it's not relaxation anymore. So one of the things you have to do is be able to clear your head, get to a place where you're centered, be okay with making the decision that you made and following through on it. So sometimes no action is the action that is required. And that's the one that I chose today. So, I did do a couple things, but it wasn't anything that felt like work, and I didn't feel like I was missing out on anything, and I still have time to do whatever it is I decide to do tomorrow. There's always tomorrow. Hi, Kim. And I decided that, you know what, that's what I needed to do today. So I did. And for anybody who is, driven like I was, or maybe you still are, and there's times I am still very driven about things that I want to do and want to accomplish or need to get done in a good way. Hi, Laura. I do what I have to do for that day, and that's that. And then I let the rest be. So I'm not ruminating over, oh, I could have done it, coulda, woulda, shoulda, I'm not doing that to myself. I'm not beating myself up for not doing something. And that's important too. I think one of the biggest things that people do to themselves is they beat themselves up for things that they didn't do, or won't do, or couldn't do, or didn't want to do, or whatever the case may be. And you know what? That's so unproductive. You just have to let it be. Like, you just have to say to yourself, you know what? For that day, I did the best I could, or I didn't even want to do that thing, so I didn't do it. And allow yourself the dignity of not doing something that you didn't even want to do or couldn't do or felt like you were supposed to do but couldn't get it done. So don't beat yourself up. That's a very important thing. A lot of people feel like they're always missing something in the way that they've maybe made choices that day or whatever. And you know what? You did what you were supposed to do that day, and that's enough. There's enough to do every day with most people's lives. So you can't do everything. I think I talked about this on a previous share, that I used to have these lists of things that I wanted to accomplish every day. And, I don't think I ever got through the entire list. And I would put a lot of things on that list, believe me when I tell you. And you know what? That's not necessarily a good thing, because then I would beat myself up because I didn't get the list done. And I've stopped making lists. I don't do them anymore. As I mentioned once before, when I have an idea, I do it right then, if it's possible, whether it's make the phone call or do the thing, so that I don't have a to-do list. There's no more to-do list. I know what I want to do, and I know how and when I want to do some of those things, and I just do them then. So I don't drive myself crazy with, a to-do list that I'm always looking at, thinking I'm not measuring up. And you know what? That's the worst feeling, is you feel like you're not measuring up to yourself. This is your own view of yourself. Are you hard on yourself? Are you too hard on yourself? That's one of the things that I've learned to relax with, is not beating myself up about anything that either didn't get done or I didn't do or I chose not to do. Because to me, that's important, not beating myself up. Hi, Karen. And I think that's one of the things that makes me look at, what do I choose to do each day? How do I want to move forward in my day? Am I getting the rest that I need? This morning I woke up much later than normal. And that was good, because you know what? Obviously I needed the rest. And I don't really look at a clock at any point when I wake up, as a rule. I just get up when I'm done sleeping. A lot of times I do some prayer and meditation before I even take the covers off and get out of bed. I do it right then and there, because that's how it works for me. I want to do it at that point, and sometimes ideas come to me during that time about maybe what I'm going to do that day. Sometimes I forget what day it is, and I go, oh yeah, it's Tuesday, or oh yeah, it's Wednesday. Do I have to do anything today? Yeah, no. Just decide not to. So there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But I think, again, the most important thing is that you don't beat yourself up about those things. If you need that extra rest, get it. If you need to take a nap in the afternoon, and you can, do it. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes we need to rest when our body says enough already. If you don't listen to your body, where are you going to live after this? You've got to listen to your body, and it's always talking to you. I always say that to myself. Remember, your body's always talking to you. If you're hungry, go eat. If you're thirsty, drink. If you've got to move, get out and take a walk. If you need to rest, go take a rest. And that's really, we have a physical body for a reason. And if we stay in tune with it, it really gives us a joyful life, a good life for ourselves each and every day. So I wanted to bring up the topic of rest today, because I feel like it is important. It is a sacred pause in the action. And what's wrong with that? Literally everything you do is sacred. People go, oh, that's a sacred place. Where you are right now is. You being you is a sacred thing. There isn't a separateness to sacred. Sacred is who you are. That's how you were made. You're made in the image of God, and God lives within you. So how more sacred could you be than that? And everybody is. Each person on the planet is. So I wanted to kind of lay that out today. as a thought process and give a little share on that. So the sun is definitely setting. It's very, very pink over there, isn't it? Man, you can see it. And it's pink and blue, actually. Kind of looks nice, doesn't it? Last night was a little more vibrant than tonight. We got some cool clouds running through, which is awesome, too. It was a little windy earlier. So I'm going to sign off in my usual manner. The sun is always shining, guys. It's always got your back, just like your Creator and infinite wisdom does. It's always around you, even if you don't see it, even if you don't feel it. If the sun wasn't here, none of us would be, and that's how the higher power works. That's how infinite wisdom, infinite intelligence works. It's always around you. It's part of you. You are part of it. That's the sacred part. Everyone's sacred. So I hope you have a great evening, and I will see you again tomorrow sometime. Love y'all. Bye for now.